Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, the game manager, the playmaker, Brock Purdy doing his thing in the championship Sunday. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a patron. I appreciate your support. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Brock Purdy getting it done. Championship Sunday, 3rd and long. Ayuk, bottom of the screen. Hey, right out the gate, a shot. A strike, a big-time conversion. Love it. I mean, we are playing with anticipation, accuracy, situational ball. Really nice job. Get pulled here a little bit with the footwork, but this thing is a strike. So, first off, formation in him. Ayuk, bottom of the screen, cut split. We're going to run what I'm used to calling a stem out. And what I mean by that is, it's not a straight line square out. We're going to kind of burst this thing. So widen as we go. And we'll talk about the release. And then at the top of it, what I really want you to watch is when he gets to the top of this thing, he carves it down. It's not flat out and allows the corner to undercut it. The other part about this that I love is as we go on this kind of burst stem, so as we're widening here, it's not good enough to go, he goes at him and then he jumps around him and then is able to reset that thing and go out. It's just this is a world-class route, no doubt. But then, y'all, it's not raining, folks. The weather is nice. And it doesn't matter that his mutter was a mutter or wasn't, because this thing is a strike. This is the first 3rd down of the game. 3rd and 9. I'll pause it. Let it wash over you. He's separated right there. Look at Ayuk at the bottom. Now watch Ayuk carve this thing down. Whoop. Beautiful. And it's a strike, man. Earmuffs me here. It's a fucking strike. And watch that release from Ayuk at the bottom. Watch him jump around. Out. Whoop. Got him. Oh, man. That's some art on the perimeter running routes. That's outstanding. And it's a really nice job from Purdy. The moment's not too big. Now, would I maybe love to see him not bring his heels together? Yeah, but it doesn't matter right here. This is absolutely perfect. I mean, whoop. Ball's out on time. Talk about up on his face. Outside the numbers. The wide side. 3rd down. Y'all, this is how you get it going. Right out the gate. Laser. Next one here. Now, when you look at the entire game, I think there are a number of throws that maybe, you want to classify as Purdy probably wishes he had back. Another way to say that is they got a little lucky. Right here, I think this is more he wishes he had this back. This feels forced, predetermined shot down the field to the left here on a sluggo to Ayuk. Now, Ayuk does a great job of essentially playing defense. I mean, he goes up there, he's playing corner, make sure that ball isn't intercepted. But this is a poor decision. And when I say poor decision, I'm not saying necessarily that I know where the ball should go, but I'm saying if this is where we want to go with the ball, sluggo, slant, and go, and the corner stays over the top of this, so he's over the top of this the entire time. He's never coming up and biting on that slant. So as we come up, hit that slant, he comes downhill, and now we've gapped him. If you're going to stay over the top, so this relationship essentially goes, he's going to go in, shadow that slant as we come in and sell the slant. And then as we go, he stays over the top of this thing. He's over the top. That usually means if you're going to throw it, you want to throw a back shoulder. But he throws this thing and or has to throw it a little early so that the back shoulder really doesn't have a chance to be developed because we get interior pressure. So one of those things where it's just not there. And I'll pause it here at the bottom of this thing when you can see the route. So he's over the top. Maybe I personally would like to see a better route from Ayuk as far as just getting his eyes around right there. I mean, that's such a bad sluggo that it might not even be a sluggo. So no. And then again, he's going to throw that ball right there. He's patted it. And you can see the corner down here at the bottom. He's never going to run by him. The corner's got his hips backwards, doing a nice job of maintaining, keeping on top. And you got to throw a back shoulder right there. But you can't really throw a back shoulder because your left guard is taking an L right in your lap. So, and again, got away with a few. Now, deep down the field here, you got to, be timely when you're going to take these chances. I think you have to throw some of these to get the big plays, but this one felt forced. Not only as he throws, he's getting hit, a little bit of a chuck and duck. But I mean, that is not the relationship we're looking for down the field. I love the fact that Ayuk just puts his head down and plays defense. And again, if he could catch, he'd probably be playing offense, right? Rough one, muddy. Next one here, 2nd and long. This is a beautiful throw to Debo up top. So we're going to shift down, a little green right tight, green right squeeze, that fast motion from CMC, and we're going to rip Debo on the over, a little post over. Now this is a big time throw because we take a massive hit here as the center takes an L on a 5-0 one-on-one block. But Purdy is staring down the barrel. Wait till you see this thing, how close the defender is when he lets this thing go to the over. It's simply outstanding. I mean, I don't know how you turn on the film and don't right away appreciate how tough Purdy is throwing this type of ball. So first off, we're going to get the shift, and then we're going to get the motion. Okay, so what happens here with the motion is that one of these linebackers runs with him. So it's man. Okay, so that's the first thing that you want to go to school with. Then at the bottom, we're going to get post. We'll call this over. And Debo just running away from a corner. So that's kind of the scheme of what's going on. But then the actual execution of this thing, as Purdy hits this, and he's staring down the field here, trying to see what's going on with the post and the over coming to that same lane. You can see that kind of like same lane of vision for the quarterback. We've got the nose right here bearing down on us. And I mean, he is within an arm's reach as we decide to throw this ball. So the toughness, the courage from Purdy here is outstanding. So here we go, CMC motion. Watch the linebacker go. Okay? Easy to see, right? Linebacker goes like that, it's man. Purdy 7-step drop, not my favorite. Working backwards, not my favorite. Staring down the barrel. Look when he lets that thing go. I mean, last second. Last part of a second. And then the throw is a strike. I mean, damn. Pass pro wise here, we're just going 5-0, and it's just one too many one-on-one blocks. The center gets out of position, takes an L at the line of scrimmage, and that's a big hit on your quarterback. Again, you can see the hand flash here from Brock to reiterate the 5-man. You can see use check, relay the signal, 5-0, 5-0. Now watch the center one-on-one block, and we just lose at the line of scrimmage too quickly. So I prefer offensive linemen in that situation to get a little bit more depth, even if it is 5-0. Give yourself an opportunity to use the bumpers of your fellow offensive lineman space as opposed to losing at the line of scrimmage. And then, oh my God, that's a big hit. And it's pretty impressive that the big guy doesn't drive him to the ground either. You can see him strike him and then let him go. That's some pretty good defensive line play. I mean, that is such a good throw. I mean, wow. Right? I mean, look at his foot over his head. Oh my goodness. Strike up on the face. Big chunk. Let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 11. Now we get a completion. We throw it to McCaffrey. I mean, you should already probably know what I'm going to say. We get a completion. It's not close to the sticks. What, less than 5-ish yards, 4 or 5 yards, try to kick a field goal. Now, we're going to certainly talk about the design of this thing. I'll talk about what I think the intent of this thing is. Again, I know this has become almost like a borderline bit on this channel, and I kind of want to stay off the soapbox. But this just doesn't, and I'm earmuffs me here, man, because I'm going to try to not make this a long-winded thing. This just doesn't fucking make sense, what we're doing with McCaffrey. I'm sorry. This shift back, we're just shifting backwards to go backwards. Fucking stop it. Okay? Stop it. because what happens here is that he is at the 40. He ends up running like short post or follow, whatever you want to call it. If he was just up at the line of scrimmage, where I think most people would play, and he runs the same type thing, I'm not saying that it's open, but at least you get potentially a first down or a fourth and closer. Because my thing about it, and I'll draw it in yellow, Debo down here, he's running the looper return. They're almost like the spacing of this thing is just funky. Okay, so I'm going to first draw up what it is. Okay, we get Ayuk here on like the over or the deep end. We get Debo on the looper return. We get McCaffrey on this kind of short post, angle, whatever you want to call it. Up top, I think we roll to the post. So my thing about it is just the spacing of this. And again, y'all, I dare you. In fact, I challenge you to find someone who has been more publicly critical of the drop back game for the 49ers than this channel. And this is the evidence that I continue to use, not only with the formation effing yourself, okay, cutting your own hamstring, but just the spacing of some of these things. So now I'll do it where the changes I would make is just have him up close, have him come up and run like a true basic. So you get the layers of this: deep, intermediate, medium, shallow. That to me makes sense spacing wise, timing wise. Getting 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, throwing it to him, being less than 5 yards to the first down just doesn't make sense. It does not. And I refuse to believe that it does. Again, you can see how Debo and McCaffrey are right in each other's lane. They're covered by the same guy, essentially. Catch, tackle, damn, fourth down. Now, maybe, and again, we are not in the quarterback room, so I can't tell you, are they trying to get the ball here and these are just glorified checkdowns? You know, then I'm less worried about it, but then we play the play too fast. So, I mean, they're just, and I get it, 3rd and 11, there aren't a lot of great answers, guys. There really aren't. But I'll tell you one answer that is probably better than this is just starting the best player on the field at the line of scrimmage. It's one thing to motion to that kind of formation. It's another to shift backwards. Okay, double middle fingers. We got to stop it. Now, we're probably not going to stop it. They got a pretty good chance to win the Super Bowl. And if they win the Super Bowl, you're going to see this stuff all over football next year. Oh my goodness. Next one here. Brock Purdy, the playmaker. We're going to go naked keeper down here to the bottom, little wing slot. Out of your favorite 21 personnel. Use check. Just slows himself into the reverse over. Okay, now I know you're probably anticipating some sort of Cabo joke about how, man, why are we asking Juszczyk to run a corner when he gets blasted all the way to the other over and he slows himself into this massive mailbox play? Okay, it is an awesome play. It's a great football high IQ play from Juszczyk. First thing to pay attention to here is they do so many shifts and motions that when they go quickly, so when they just go up to the line of scrimmage, everybody gets set and they snap it, they've got the advantage over the defense. So again, another just little nuance that I love about this offense and high-level football. Okay, so that's the first part. The next part is I would bet significant money that this player, a really good fullback for a really long time, is in the wing and has a corner route. Now, I just want you to watch what happens to him. He is going to get pushed down so far that he actually gets lapped by the over. So the over goes first. He actually never gets back to the corner. He then throws up a mailbox, his hand, as he runs and just feels this space. So does it work? Obviously it works. But it works because of Purdy. It doesn't work because the guy who's supposed to be running the corner gets ejected all the way across the field and makes a good play. Now he recovers and uses his awareness at a high level, but just watch the corner down here from Juszczyk. So quick snap. He got passed by the over, y'all. We're not running double overs there. He's trying to get to the corner. He just pulls a Kelsey right here because he realizes, oh shit, I just got passed by the over. My quarterback's in trouble. Now I'm going to go make a play. And I haven't even given the flowers yet to Purdy because this is a ridiculous play. To be able to go to your left, flip your hips, not there, throw it to the guy who's supposed to be running the corner, who's a fullback, back across the field, essentially on an over the opposite way, is not game manager shit, okay? Don't want to hear it. Tired of it. Dude is making plays. Again, I'm sorry, man. I just can't handle it. I know that he has been a really good player for a really long time. And I know that the end of this is outstanding. Mailbox, feel, all that. My thing is less about him and more about what they ask him to do. Asking him to run a corner from the wing position just doesn't seem fair to me. Like, he can't get off the line of scrimmage. He is literally getting lapped from the other side of the field. And again, it works. And he has 2 really nice scramble plays in this game. But I just understand the intent of what they're asking him here. I mean, come on, man. But 13, do your thing. No to the flat, no to the over. Where the hell's the corner? I don't know. Scramble drill, making plays. Hell yeah, difference maker right there, 13. Next one here. What looks like just a simple little flat up top to McCaffrey is really a nice job from Trent Williams, left tackle, big duel, and Purdy getting the ball out hot. Now, the end of this, the last 20 yards, is all CMC. And I mean, the dude is one of the best players in the league for a reason. He takes over right there, makes somebody miss, turns a flat into a big chunk. But we're hot to the left. Watch the left tackle, y'all. Pass set, close the door. You got Thor right in your lap. We're hot to the left. Look at Purdy lined up, moving away from the free runner, and then straight arm to the face. Get off me. Nice block from 19, sort of. Medium. You know, you can tell he's watching the ball, right? 19 watching the ball. And we're not going to go down that path of playing without the ball, blocking, effort, whatever. McCaffrey, though, look at him keep driving. It's awesome. I mean, look at 19 just stand there and fucking watch. The film is the film, man. 65 getting in there, 15 in there. Just look at the effort. Look at the difference of the 4 49ers that are in the film. 15 fighting. 65 getting in the fight. 19. Get him, guys. Get him. Now, what's going on here play-wise is that we're hot up top. So we're going to get a free runner right here. We're going to get into the flat. The left tackle has what I'm used to calling a big duel. What that means is he's got the most dangerous out of these two, 1 to 2. So if we were to go wide here and he were to hit this tight, he'd probably take the inside of those two. But just, this is not left tackle school or O-line school, but watch how graceful this cat is as he pass sets and then closes the door. And almost, you can see him almost make the decision in real time who he's got, who's who in the zoo. Ooh. Set, close. Oh my goodness. Outstanding. Now, the other thing that I love from Brock Purdy is the fact that he moves away from the hot, away from the free runner. So you can see kind of the base and how the footwork and timing all works together. So watch this footwork from Purdy. Where a ball's on the inside of the hash. Watch him move. I mean, that he's moving away from it, right? That's subtle detail, man. That's the fucking difference. That is world class. Doesn't get hit, gets the ball out to the best player on the field. Straight arm, couple guys blocking, big chunk. Look at the feet drive. It's awesome, man. That's high-level football. Next one here. Now, this is not that impressive of a throw, but the reason I put it on here is because Purdy goes through it so quick. This is high-level processing. 1, 2, 3. If you can count to 3, you can play for me type of vibes. We've got dragon up top, an iteration of spot from Kelsey over the ball, and then all the way to McCaffrey on the loop or return. The dreaded 21 death personnel group for the 49ers. You got your boy Cabo running a corner down here to the bottom. But all this is dragon. So we come across here. We're into the flat. Here's the slant. Now, not a whole lot of people are going to like dragon, slant flat into a cloud corner, into half-field player. So they do a nice job sorting that thing out. So from there, we're then going to get over the ball to Kittle on the sit. Not there. You've got essentially the clear corner from your boy, and then the looper return where the ball ends up going. And you would just read this thing right across the board. 1, slant flat. 2, sit. 3, right here. This is a glorified clear to the corner. Left to right, 1, 2, 3, count to 3. You can play for me. Beautiful job. Watch how quickly he does it. And this isn't a 10-year vet. 1, no. 2, no. 3, yes. Hell yeah. And again, nice design. I love the idea of going 1, 2, 3, and 3 is McCaffrey. Yes, please. So yeah, it's a nothing burger completion, but the process is outstanding. Left, no. Over the ball, no. McCaffrey, yes. You can see the rhythm of it. Awesome. Next one here, 2nd and 10. We have a few things going on down here to this miss to the bottom to Ayuk. This is a very similar route to Ayuk at the bottom that we saw on the first 3rd down of the game. And that strike with anticipation, accuracy, that Purdy let rip that we love so much on this channel. Right here, it's not the exact same look because the right guard is getting dump trucked in our lap. But more than anything else, it's the footwork for Purdy, for me here, that let him down. So it's the same route as far as that condensed squeeze split. All right, so we're going to be here. He's going to win, very similar way, widen, and then run that out. Now, we end up skymailing this thing high and wide because a few things. One, right guard getting dump trucked right in our lap certainly impacts it. The other thing that does for me is the footwork here at the top. This, to me, I would bet a lot of money is supposed to be 5 and a hitch. Well, watch his 5th step. He, again, is working backwards. So he hits that 5th step, backwards, someone in your lap, dumpster fire. So just one of those things where the first thing we're going to do here is just watch Purdy's drop. So 5 step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just that little subtle, he's hitching backwards. So 5th step, hitch back. Now, again, I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy when your right guard is getting dumped in your lap. But you can't go back like that and think that you're going to make that throw very often. So you either need to go sideways, buy some time, or go on. So move, slide, and get through the read. Because that's just not going to work. And again, you can see the connection to the pass protection. But I don't think Purdy, I think his feet let him down first, and then the guard's in his lap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitch backwards. It's tough. And again, you're probably saying, well, if he doesn't hitch backwards, the right guard hits his leg. I don't think so. First of all, I think he's drifting or quarter rolling. So he's like quarter rolling to that throw. So he's moving a little to his right, and then he hitches backwards. And again, we've seen him make that throw. We've seen him make that throw already in this game. So he can certainly make the throw. Next one here, rough interception. So your boy, Hard Knocks legend Rodrigo, gets us on the deep end down here to the bottom to Debo. Now, I think if you're looking at this, you have to acknowledge the fact that this is late. It's late because he moves. Now, how he moves is one of those things where it's a combination of, is this just instincts? Is he trying to get up and out? It's one of those things also, and this is kind of hard to understand, is it's the quarterback's responsibility to a certain extent that you've got to be able to, when you throw, get the throw off. This, given a high five to someone like this, first of all, it's a recipe to get hurt. Finger hurt, lots of bad things can happen right here. That's a bad feeling. You also see McCaffrey here to the left on the check down. But the violent movement, so here, whatever he's looking at, either Ayuk or Kittle, you can see the lower halves on the left and on the right. As he moves, you got to have that time clock where I think one click, so here, one hitch and throw, the in is still an option. 2 hitches, and now you're late. Okay, so does that make sense? So you hit the back of this thing, give yourself a hitch if you're looking at Ayuk or Kittle, whatever their read is. Hitch in. Hitch. Now we're late. High five. Rodrigo, hero ball. Bummer. Okay, so I think what let him down more than anything here is that, yes, it's late, but he's not connected to the timing of this thing. So again, I'm not going to tell you that they are, I know for sure that they're going here to here to here. I would guess that's what it is. But for me, it sure looks like, and he hits the back of this thing, he's looking this direction. And for me, what I'm saying is when he moves, so as you violent reset here, if you do that, you can still come down here. When you do 2 of them, so you're over and then up, now you're going to be late probably everywhere except a check down. So when he goes to throw it, now that throw is way over the middle of the field, and we can let a linebacker become a hero. Okay, so just the timing of this thing is what makes this thing look like a bad decision. You can see that this is open, right? And this is open for a guy who's critical of this drop back game. It's open at the bottom to Debo, but he's not he's not trying to get the ball there as a one read to the bottom. So whatever's up top, no. I think you could make the argument that you could throw it to Ayuk as well if you're looking at Ayuk. But if you're going Kittle to in, you're just a hitch late. And again, it's actually a decent, impressive throw when he takes a high five. It's just late. So hitch, throw, not hitch. Then it has to be checked down. Late down the middle of the field, bad things happen. Friendly fire there at the end as well. Holy moly. Just a bummer on many different levels. So watch the footwork. Hitch, throw, not hitch. You go 2, you find the check down. Hitch, check down. And again, easier said than done. Marker, pen guy, I get it. Just a bummer. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and subscribing. I appreciate you. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. If you enjoy the way that I talk and teach ball, you will love these courses. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. How to Beat Every Coverage is the best-selling course. We even have an entire offensive system available for you. So get over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available. Check out those linked in the video description as well. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. All right, into the second half now where this thing gets fun for the Niners. Right out the gate, big play action dagger down here to the bottom. Now, this is a nice throw. I would probably make the argument that this is late. Now, it ends up being still beautiful in that second window. Big play action. Again, for me, I personally would love to see the base a little bit tighter how he normally plays. But when I'm saying it's late, okay, don't freak out and get all sideways at me in the comments. There's the clear. Here's the deep in. So with these deep ends, I usually consider the first window, the top of the numbers to about halfway to the hash. And that's normally where the ball is thrown. The second window to me is obviously that kind of like in between the hash. You can just see kind of the lanes right there. So as we make this fake, if it's a big fake, sometimes you don't have time to get it up and down to the first window. If that's the case, I would say the timing of this thing is not as quick as it should be. Now, again, the base of this thing you can watch, and I'm just being consistent on the channel. He plays with a great base most of the time. We've seen more heel clicks here than normal. And all that does is cause you wasted movement and a little bit more time on the back end. So again, is it there here? I would argue yes. Is it still a great throw here? Yes. Okay, it's both. So don't freak the hell out. But I don't know how you could argue the timing here at the bottom. If we were to speed this thing up, throw it. Now, the other thing about it, okay, and make sure I'm keeping it 100 with my guy down here at the bottom. I would bet a lot of money that this is supposed to be a 20-yard route. So if that's the case, and he's going to carve it down to make it almost like a deep intermediate one here, well, then he's going to get into that window before we're ready to throw. Does that make sense? Not that you're going to answer me here, but if it was 20 yards deep, it'd be there. If he cuts it short, he's just covering himself, and that's what happens probably. Okay, I'm going to throw the shade at the wide receivers at the quarterback school. So you can see there, just a little tight there with the turn, a little banana-ish. Still, impressive speed, beautiful throw, big hookup. Love the play action. Again, you can see the 5-0 check from the center. Watch the relay, 5-0, 5-0. Big time. Again, just watch the feet come together. So is he lined up to the left? No. Heel click, get there eventually. And that is a beautiful strike right on the logo. Woo-hoo! Beautiful. Nice throw, ripping it, surgical in those intermediate areas when it's dry. Next one here. This shows off a few things for me. One, I think it's probably a miss or a turn down from Purdy down here to the bottom to Ayuk. It's also just Debo doing Debo things. And it's going to be, I think, a big part of the Super Bowl is can the Chiefs tackle in space? Because historically, many of them are hard to bring down in space. Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo. What I also love about this is I love the protection from McCaffrey. So if I would have to bet here, I would say that this is supposed to be faking long trap. So we pull the guard here. We're trying to get this, what I'm going to call drift post, into this space. Now, I've already said, to me, this is open. And to me, it is. What happens here, though, is we get some nickel pressure down here off the edge. So McCaffrey aborts the fake. So this is pass protection, kind of 301, doctoral level stuff here, grad school stuff. Abort the fake and go blunt him right in the quarterback's lane. So for whatever reason, we don't like this. We do like the little check. Okay. I mean, a lot of people freak out on this channel when I argue that completions aren't the greatest thing. To me, this is a turn down. It's still a good completion. Okay? So you still got to tackle that guy in space. But I think everybody would want Ayuk right there versus Debo. And again, watch McCaffrey here. You can see the guard go. McCaffrey block. You can see McCaffrey roll into the block too. He steps with his right. He's going to fake it. And then he's like, no, I got nickel. Blunt. Can't tackle him. Turns into a nice chunk. So you can't argue the outcome. I think you can argue the process here and just talk about, exactly what we're seeing. Again, you can see Purdy put the ball out like it's going to be a fake. You can see McCaffrey step to it and come back. That's awesome football, man. 23 can play. Find a completion. Again, if it's muddy or blurry, you don't trust it, get a completion. Got to tackle that guy in space. It's always a difference. Nice little mini chunk. Next one here, 3rd and 4. All right, this is the first of a few kind of gray-ish, we'll call it lucky-ish plays in my opinion. Now, the first part of this play is Ayuk can't get off the press up top, which kind of jacks the whole thing. But then Purdy, how you want to classify this, again, I think tells me a lot about what you think of Purdy. So whether you want to say this is him being a playmaker, which I think it is, and you want to tell me that, this is lucky as hell, I will say yes to both. I would say it's damn close to 50-50. Because to me, this is not a world most quarterbacks want to live in. First thing here is watch Ayuk up top. So he gets jacked at the line of scrimmage. That messes up McCaffrey's release. Now we've got no play up top. So no release, no play. Now we got to go. Now we see Purdy run and make some big, massive plays in this game. Could he run here? Maybe. He flips his hips going hard left, throws back to Jennings, and because he throws a hand grenade, it gives 15 an opportunity to go up and make a one-handed play late over the middle of the field. And he does. If he throws this like a normal trajectory ball, it might be picked. It's certainly a muddy decision, I think is the kindest way. Now, it works out, so you can't argue the outcome. I think you can say that you shouldn't be surprised when these things go the other way. And you're down 17 right here. Start of the second half. 3rd down, nothing there to get that play. Come on, man. So, I think this is fair to be critical of Purdy here, to say you got to be a little lucky right here. You can also say that there absolutely is some massive stones and big boy playmaker vibes here. It's both. Next one here. This one's a little funky for me. 2nd and 8. We're going to be hot up top. So I'm never going to be a big fan of working away from the hot. And this is also one of, if not the only time, I've ever seen this kind of backside check down one-man swing screen play get covered. Because really you need 2 people for it not to be open. So we'll talk about just kind of what's going on here play-wise. Now, the thing that's impressive from Purdy for me is that he throws it away. So it's a throwaway hot. The right tackle's on a big duel. Okay, so watch that right tackle. He's going to set and close the front door. He sets to the defensive end, the guy who gets paid to rush the passer, and closes the inside door. That's outstanding. Now up top, we've got the hot answer slant, but it's into a rolled safety or a down safety. So this element of coming down here makes me think this is not great, Bob, right? Again, we've already talked about the big duel here. Pass set, he's got the most dangerous 1 to 2 or vice versa, 1 to 2. One of these guys is going to be free. We're going to be free right here. Now, historically, this play where we're going, what do we do? Motion. And he's the lead blocker for McCaffrey running this like check swing. I think most teams run this now with some sort of spot and somebody to the corner. But the thing about this play, if you're looking at just the bones of this play, we get use check out leading the way, and then you get McCaffrey running this kind of check swing on the backside. Well, it's a one-man screen, so it really takes two defenders. So probably need one of these second-level guys to commit themselves to taking on use check. And then what I love that Detroit does that I haven't seen anybody else do is peel to it. So they do take two defenders to it. So it's pretty wild that they get a free runner with the hot and the big duel, and they cover the one-man screen on the backside. And then all that being said, Purdy processes all that. So no up top to the slant, flip down here, it's not there, throw away. Y'all, that's a lot, man. Good for Brock Purdy here sorting this thing out. So hot answer isn't good enough up top. No. Swing screen, bottom, not there, right? Who's who in the zoo? Juszczyk's got two. It's covered. Now, maybe you could say, hey, if you're like crazy baller, you see Ayuk over the middle. I don't think that's reasonable to think that you're going to get Ayuk on the sit in a hot situation here. He essentially goes Debo to swing screen, and then he throws it away. So 1-2 throw away. To me, on the stat sheet, that's a nothing burger incompletion. When you look at it from Purdy, he's overcoming the deficiency of not having a hot. He's getting through two reads versus a free runner and gets a throwaway. It's pretty impressive. Next one here, the play that really kind of defines the second half for me. You know, it's a big play. It's a hell of a play. First of all, just celebrating the play from Ayuk, the concentration, the focus, the ability to make that diving play, the athleticism, the competitiveness, all of that. It's straight up awesome. It really is. And celebrating that from Ayuk, I think, is important. It's a hell of a play. Fighting through that, jumping, tipped catch, hell yes. And that is awesome. Okay, now, this is not wide receiver school, though. Talking quarterback-wise here. What is the play? That deep post. When I say this is a deep in, and then like a shallow crosser coming across. So immediately, I'm saying middle field closed. I'm probably thinking, I don't love a post, right? This is a post safety. Don't love a post. But the thing that they do here is he's so damn shallow. And he really does cut the crosser or cut the deep end. So he comes up, and you can see him kind of settle right here on that deep end. So what that universally does in most closed defenses here is what I'm used to calling invert replays. So this corner down here to the bottom, as he's getting depth and he sees that middle field safety sit on this thing, he essentially passes it off. So then he tries to invert replace and kick to the center. So the reason that's important is because you go, hey, why didn't Purdy just throw this thing flat and let him like go carve this thing down and go hawk it? Because the corner, to me, the entire time is kind of over the top of this post. Okay, so let me say that again. This corner then takes over the middle of the field. So you see Ayuk come up, and there's space to the post. I think if this backside corner wasn't there, you could carve this thing down for him to be able to like sharpen this. But because the corner stays over the top, so the corner's always over the top of this thing, it's just it's muddy. There's no easy answer here. I think the easy answer is, hey, if you see the corner that far over the top, let's get it down to the check down. But again, it's really easy with a clicker and a marker. First thing to watch, middle field safety. Watch him sit on Debo. So up and then sit on it. You can see he's not getting a whole lot of depth. It's almost like it's non-traditional Tampa, if I'm being honest. But you can see that there is certainly space. You know, if you were to let this thing go like a true, like laser here, you would want to throw this thing where it's kind of like flat right on him. But because he's so far over the top, I think any sort of like traditional deep kind of like looping post is not going to be the throw that you want. Okay, the other thing, and again, I'm just being consistent over the course of the video, for whatever reason, Purdy is playing a lot more heel clicky than he normally does. So whether he thinks he's got to like throw this thing from the warning track and go full everything he's got on the club or what, it's just, I consider it out of character. So playing this thing back, watch his feet. Top of the drop, click. And again, you can see how the corner's so far over the top. I'm not saying you could never throw this, because I absolutely think you could if there was nobody back here. But most guys have a pretty good understanding of this invert replace thing, where he's going to sit on it and then he's going to come back and take this thing over. So you can't just lay this thing out over here like you can on some posts versus zero posts, or play action like move the launch point posts. So it's a funky throw. I don't know how you can't classify this as certainly a little lucky. I actually don't think it's a flag at all. I think they pick it up too, but that's just incidental contact, fighting for the ball. Defender's got just as much right. Would you love to see the defender catch it? Maybe if you're Detroit. Goes off his damn face, I think. It's a hell of a play from Ayuk. It's certainly lucky. Again, I think I'm never that surprised when aggression is rewarded down the field like this. It could easily be a flag too. I mean, obviously, right? They throw it. The guy's right there. But I mean, it could easily be a pick as well. Maybe not easily. It'd be a hell of a catch, but it doesn't take away from Ayuk and that catch right there. To go off the dude's face, to stick with it, be on one leg. Oh my goodness. What a play from Ayuk. Next one here. Incompletion down here to the bottom on the double slant to Ayuk, the number 1 at the bottom. I think that this could easily be an interception, a red zone pick. Sure looks like it hits the corner in his hands. Now it's a bit of a fastball and on him quickly. And again, this is another benefit of playing with anticipation, that the ball comes out so quickly that it can surprise the DBs. But he's lined up. I think when you look at the structure of the coverage, you would think, okay, we got a pretty good opportunity here for double slant to the bottom, especially if we're getting pressure off the edge like we are. So you can see this thing creeping at the bottom. The slot defender is blitzing. You would think, oh man, double slant down here to the bottom? Yes, please. So there and there. The problem here is the defenders know that too, right? So as we get in pressure here, these DB types are anchored inside. So even though he might look like he's inside eye here, at the snap, he's going to be way inside, which is just kind of unlucky or good defense from them to know the tendencies. But man, you would love, walk in little like quick sluggo here or quick fade. So it's just one of those things where they've got to take away something. Right here, they're going to take away the slant. He does a good job of it. The reason why I think it's not picked is because he plays it so quickly. So Purdy lined up to his left, throws with anticipation. Now it doesn't work out. It almost stuns the corner. But you can see here, this is probably just getting out schemed a little bit down in the red area. So watch the corner at the bottom. Watch him jump inside. Whoop. See how inside he is? So even though Ayuk takes an inside path, he never gets inside. He's never on the leverage he wants. And then look when Purdy throws this thing. He's throwing it right there. He's patting it right there. It's not there. Now, he doesn't know that he has enough time to come back and work Kittle over the middle. And let's assume that the route is left to right. It's probably double slant down to McCaffrey on the looper return. So a little bit fortunate right there. I really do. I think that, it would be a hell of a play from the corner, but you wouldn't be shocked if he caught that ball. It'd be a hell of a play. So a little fortunate. Again, turnover worthy-ish throw. To me, it's more of design and play calling than necessarily a bad decision from Purdy. I think that's a look you want. He just doesn't get it. They make a good play. The very next play here, 3rd and 6 from the 6. Really nice job sticking with Ayuk at the bottom. So I want to call this kind of an iteration of double post down here to the bottom. It might be over post. I really love the design of most of this play. I think they take advantage of a safety who looks like he's out of position here, number 2, inside the left edge, right in the middle of the field. He's going to hang inside Debo, not get any width as he passes that thing off. Too much space for Ayuk. Great job from Purdy seeing it. Now, concept-wise here, a few things. Where the actual touchdown is, again, great job by this guy. Coming up, almost like setting it, and then getting into this post area. I'm going to call this an over or a crosser. It might be like a deep hook. They love to run these corner stops down here. I just don't understand it. But then the part that I liked that we don't really get to here is this like jerk route. So he comes up, sets it like it's almost like snag or spot, and then coming underneath. So if this wasn't there and the second level got depth defensively, linebacker types got depth, you would be able to throw it here on this underneath little jerk route. They do a good job sorting McCaffrey out as well. He's trying to get to like the deep shoot or deep wheel. He gets knocked off by the defensive end. It's never going to be there. So the first thing here is let's just watch this safety. So to me here, these safeties are too tight. So if you're going to play inside leverage on the number 2, just be a tick wider, because once Debo passes this, once you can pass him off, you want to be able to get width to take away this outside post lane where they end up scoring. So he's just hunkered too far down inside. Ayuk does a nice job of letting it go and then getting into that space. And again, Purdy does a really nice job finding it. So watch this safety right here. Hang inside on Debo. So no. See him just hang in the middle of the field. I mean, this is why you don't play post safeties down here, because they don't take away the post. Again, just really nice patience from Ayuk. Get off that corner. Got him. And again, if it wasn't there, you can see 15 coming across on the jerk underneath. So no, boom, there it is. So again, it hasn't happened a lot this video, but I think it's worth pointing out when I talk about drop back games that I think look like they are robust. Here, if we're going to draw this up, I'm going to call this a jerk, where it's coming here, and then here's this like deep shooter wheel. Obviously, this is open, right? Touchdown. This is open as well, and probably got a chance to score. Now, this takes a long time, but if we're not going to get this, we're not going to get the corner stop, we're not getting McCaffrey, it's pretty good 2 out of 5 touchdown throws. So again, these are the type of things I like to see, little unique releases, double moves, creating space, multiple runaways. Nice job from Purdy, just kind of buying time. Maybe not, clinic pocket movement, but buying enough time, seeing it, ripping it, big time throw. It's a massive play. 3rd down in the red zone from the 6th. Sorting out their kind of issues defensively with spacing. Again, really love the base right here. Rip sock and all. Rip tights, whatever it is. Time clock. Flip your hips. Hell yeah. Next one here, one of the first of many really crucial scrambles from Brock Purdy. We'll talk about, where maybe the ball could go, things they could maybe do better with the drop back game. But doesn't look like much of a game manager out there to me. I mean, right? We're being honest. I know people love to pretend like they're surprised, but I feel like we've been talking about this dude's acceleration, change of direction ever since he's been playing. Like, he's got quicks. He might not have like top end world-class speed, but he's a powerful, dynamic athlete in a tight space. That's what the film shows consistently and has shown. If you're surprised, you just never watch the film. Now, concept-wise here, this thing takes forever from Ayuk off the motion. It looks like they're trying to get Debo here on what I'm going to call a choice route. I don't know if it is. It might just be an angle, post, short post, whatever. But I would guess that it's a choice route. And if it's a choice route, I just don't like how he comes out of this thing at the top and like drifts up the field. It's just not clean or decisive. So if I had to guess, I would say that's 1. I would say Kittle is 2. Man, I'm not even going to talk about whatever this is at the bottom. And then McCaffrey is probably 3. So 2 there, and 3 there. But he doesn't really get a chance to get through this thing. He's able to just rely on his feet. Go get it. Be a playmaker. Be a difference maker. Be someone who's elevating the unit. Right? Like, he's hanging on Debo. You can see Debo if he were to keep it flat down the 21, I think maybe he gets that ball there. But he drifts up the field. You can see him drift up the field. Now, maybe the route is a short post or an angle or a follow, whatever they call it. I doubt it, but maybe. But man, you got to love it. Dude goes out there and makes a play. Critical down and distance. Critical time of the game. Going in, driving to score. Using your legs, not making a muddy, blurry decision right there. Can't get back to Kittle coming on the looper return. Get out and go make yourself some money right there. Now, again, I can only talk about 19 blocking so many times, y'all. The video is the video. You let it wash over you if you want. At some point, he's going to make a block and not watch the end of the play at some point. Next one here, another awesome play from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, the playmaker, the game manager, making people miss. A very rare L from McCaffrey on the blocking. No worries. Purdy makes a play, finds your boy down here at the bottom for a very nice catch. Okay, jokes aside, that's an awesome job by anybody, let alone a fullback, making the play on the sideline. But McCaffrey here missing the pressure off the edge. Can't lose inside. But that play right there, it looks like Lamar. Whoop, the strength. Okay, that's what I'm talking about when I say the strength, the change of direction, the like tight window stuff he can do. Escaping from that. And then not panicking, not throwing it away, finding big time. And that's a hell of a catch, man. Jokes aside, that is some art right there. That's a hell of a play from Juszczyk and Brock Purdy. Now, the thing about it is that in up top is going to be a big hit. So we're changing the launch point, which I love almost any time. So play fake, we've already talked about the L that happens right here, right? He just doesn't see it, takes an L inside. We're going to change the launch point here, fake it, and come set up over here. I bet a lot of money that this ball is supposed to design to go right there. So running dagger with that clear on the backside. We got probably a corner down here to the bottom. But this thing is made to order, especially when the backer type is trying to run and match to the vertical of number 2. I mean, there will be nobody in there. As you boot away, it's a beautiful design. Okay, this is not drop back game. This is play action game. And they've been doing this forever. You can see that in. You can see him about to rip it. I mean, what if I just put his hand in the air and went too, mailbox style? Maybe we don't have the club for that. But man, that's going to be nice. But right here, this is just to get out of this, first of all, playmaker. And then just the football awareness, the IQ. Find him on the sideline. Give us a good enough throw going to your left. Good enough throw. Really nice throw. So again, just the strength, the playmaking ability. And again, I'm chuckling because I'm just thinking of how many game managers make this fucking play, y'all. Okay, earmuffs me here, but get the fuck out of here with that chalk. Now, does he make some of these plays sometimes and throw some crazy ass balls? Yes. But is this one of those? No. This is a hell of a play. Going to your left. Dot. Nice catch too. Big time 4-4. Next one here. They didn't forget about my boy. If you knew, you knew during the regular season. We're stacked up top. Kittle running that sail kind of over corner. Too big for safeties. Too fast for linebackers. Awesome job right there. Love seeing it. Nice job from Purdy. Lined up to the left. I mean, the base. Back to his normal base. Outstanding strike. Violence on the boundary. Just so much to like, right? Short little shift. Stack formation. We're going to get that flood concept. So from the point here, we're going to that deep flag or pylon. Kittle, where the ball ends up going, he's going to sell that over and then fight through some contact, come out as that intermediate out, and then we're going to get like a check flat from your boy. And this is a beautiful throw. Again, we're lined up to the left. This is certainly mostly Kittle winning at the top of this thing, being just too strong for those guys. But it's a hell of a play. Love the design. Again, outstanding play call. Really nice stack formation, shift. Get the matchup you want. Middle field closed. This is some nice drop back game. And again, look at Purdy's base. See him lined up right away? I mean, he's ready for Kittle to come out of that thing. Keeps his speed, his strength. Big time hookup. Just a really nice job. Love to see it. This thing is locked in right here from Purdy. Lined up. Dot. I mean, he's wide ass open right there. That's Kittle. That's all Kittle creating space. That's a hell of a job. So many weapons on the perimeter. Wow. Next one here. 2nd and 6. Another awesome scramble from Brock Purdy. Gets him into the red area here. Doesn't like it. Is able to get vertical. Again, acceleration. Change of direction. Get a nice little chunk down here. Yards are so hard to come by down here. This is just a massive play. Now, it's a massive play by a few different people, but Purdy right here just getting it himself. Getting vertical, running away from people, getting a nice big mini chunk down here. Now, the thing about it that I think when you watch the All-22 that makes this even more impressive is this sure looks like a corner blitz here. And I want you to watch my guy, Big 7-1 here, set for this thing. So he's going to pass set thinking I got to block the guy who gets paid to rush the passer, right? No, he then sees it, resets, and takes it. So you would love Purdy to be able to hang here and hit this kind of deep out. I think they do a good job matching to McCaffrey right away with the backer. But, I mean, this is there. This, to me, looks like we don't really, first of all, have a plan for this corner cat, cobra, blitz, whatever. I think most teams would do a skip off. You don't always do a skip off, especially if you've got a flat coming behind you. So maybe they just say, hey, run the route. There's no side adjust. We'll just live with it. If that's the case, the ball probably should go here. Okay, easy to say and do with a marker and a clicker days later. But, and Brock Purdy, the game manager, scrambling. Look at Big 7-1, man. It's an awesome job. Set down, eyes out. That's so good. Holy moly. And then Brock Purdy, just go get yourself a first down into the red zone. I love the fact that he's shown he's so resilient these last two playoff games. Hasn't been perfect. Resorts back to his technique, though. Look at the drop, lined up to the left. It's muddy. Okay, it's an exotic look. Some bullshit corner blitz. Go get it yourself. Go get a positive play. Fall forward. Hell yes. Sliding? Nope. Need every inch we can get down there. Hell yes. Now, these next couple, this gets a little hairy down here now, okay? It's tight. Score is tied. Big play action. 8-person protection. Can't take this sack. At a minimum, you have to throw it away. I think he probably plays it a little quick, doesn't quite see it as well as he maybe should, and is hesitating and then takes a bad sack. So a few things here. This play, okay, I got no problem with big play action shot. Have your two speed guys. We're going to run away, and this kind of like deep in, whether that's an in or a post, it really doesn't matter. I think once you go closed, so for some reason they're still playing closed down here as a defense, I'm thinking immediately, if it's man, what are we getting on the backside? So right here at pre-snap, I'm going to take a peek down here. If one of these players is far off, like there might be a like fallback safety or corner back here on the other side, if it's corners over and I know the personnel, well, then I'm thinking, oh, yeah, we got man. I'm going to have Debo on this runaway if he can cross the face of the safety. So that's the first thing, just the identification of what's going on, who's who in the zoo as far as coverage-wise, alignment, pre-snap. If you know it's man, press, I'm thinking Debo running all the way across. Once this safety doesn't clamp down on this over, I'm definitely thinking back pylon, we're throwing it here. Now, I think you could, and he probably does, go 1 here quickly and is off of it. 2, it's never there because that safety falls back into this lane of Ayuk. And then he gets back, it looks like, to Debo, and for whatever reason doesn't throw it. So to me, he goes 1, 2, 3, and at 3 here, you're just playmaker vibes. 4 has to be into the stands. So 4 has to be off the screen. Must be throwaway, out the back. It cannot be sack. So just unfortunate here, not Brock's best play. Probably misses an opportunity for a touchdown. We've seen him make throws like this where you escape. Think of Kittle last week on that kind of deep over crosser. Can certainly make that throw. Again, you can see Debo with the mailbox right there, but he's looking at Ayuk. So he goes 19, no. Ayuk, no. 19 again. Throwaway. Have to throw it away. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you lose McCaffrey getting out on the check down, which is the security blanket. He probably could get out. I'm guessing. I think Thor does a really nice job here. Their linebacker type, I'm guessing that's him, of green dogging this thing and hugging up on McCaffrey. And it's better to rush McCaffrey than cover McCaffrey. So really nice job from him. But man, this is a tough sack. So no. And again, you can see it from the back here. You can really see his process. And you can see he's yelling at himself. He's mad at himself on the ground. So 1, 2, 3, throw away. So again, just watch his head. 1 to Debo right there. He's looking to 19. I think you could throw it to 19 right there if you can see the safety going the other way. 2, Ayuk. 3, back to Debo right there. 4, throwaway. Now he's probably 4. Where's McCaffrey? Well, 34 does a great job of hugging up on McCaffrey and making McCaffrey stay in a block. So if McCaffrey goes out, 34 is going to cover him. It's one of those things, 6-1, half dozen to the other. You'd love to get out if you're McCaffrey there. It's a bad sack. Bummer. Next one, 2nd and 17. Again, not my favorite drop back play here. Whatever this is, I'm going to call this like slants and sticks or slants and hitches. I don't like any of it. I don't know what this coverage is either. Not going to pretend to have the answers. I am going to say that, maybe somebody runs the wrong route here as far as 15 and Kittle kind of being in the same area, doing the same type of thing. I don't know what you would tell the quarterback here. I guess maybe I'm sorry more than anything else. As far as what the play is, it sure looks like he's trying to rip Ayuk here on the slant. We get the fast 3 motion here. This is a sit. To me, Kittle's running a sit. This to me looks like a slant. I originally thought it was like spacing, where these guys were at like the backside of spacing, but this thing's just nasty. Like there are no good answers here. Is this non-traditional Tampa? I can't tell you what the coverage is here. This guy's muddying this thing up. He looks like he's getting out over the top or pushing out to the flat. Who knows what the hell's going on here? This got sack written all over it. But I don't like the answers or the options for Purdy here. So at the top of this thing, where do you want him to go, guys? Right? Look up top, nothing. Down here, nothing, Burger. Maybe you could say, hey, just catch it and flip it out to McCaffrey. So slant, McCaffrey. Okay, maybe. But there's a flat defender out there pushing with. Don't love that. This time he can't scramble. Detroit does a good job of keeping him in the pocket. And it's an L. Back-to-back L's here. This is starting to feel a little hairy, right? Like this is not the vibes, not the direction we're trying to go. So the fact that they overcome this is pretty damn impressive because there's nothing good here. No, another sack. Damn. Next one here, the very next play, 3rd and 19 from the 22. There are no good plays. 3rd and 19 from the 22. I think of this play as a Lincoln Riley special. I'm sure. I don't know if he invented it or not. I just remember seeing Oklahoma run this the most. This to me is a wide receiver shallow screen. And it's probably could be a penalty on McCaffrey. The sweet irony, as I don't want to go on a soapbox here. First, let's just drop what the play is. So to me here, this is a shallow screen. So as he's coming across here, we're throwing the ball to him. Everybody else is blocking, MDM, and then you leave one for the back who's also coming out and blocking MDM. So somehow they've got rules as far as who's who in the zoo, who we're blocking. But really, to me here, if Kittle makes this block, and I don't even know which guy he's blocking, but whoever he's supposed to block, if he makes that block, we got a chance. This has got a chance. Now, again, to me, you're not allowed to block downfield. I'm talking right here, before the ball is caught. So that's living on the edge for me and probably would be a penalty. But man, we're a few blocks away. And again, the sweet irony is we're a few blocks away for the guy who doesn't block. Now, it doesn't block downfield most often, specifically compared to the rest of those guys who are all beasts on the perimeter blocking. That's why it's magnified on this team. It's not that he never blocks. It's that the other guys are so good. Now, again, watch Kittle. Just pick one. He's the number 3 up top. Pick somebody. Block him. So again, McCaffrey, actually, I'm picking on Kittle. It's actually McCaffrey who misses the block. My mistake. Should have known. If you know, you know. McCaffrey. If McCaffrey holds up on his guy, this got a chance, right? Like, if McCaffrey blocks his guy, we've got 3 for 3. He might score. It's punt return left. Now, there's going to be one unblocked guy. So again, how this thing sorts out, and I apologize to Kittle, not that he gives a shit, but he comes out, we're blocking here. McCaffrey comes out, and we're blocking this one early. The only guy who's unblocked right here, Debo's got to make miss. He does. These other ones, this is MDM. We got everybody hats on hats. Hats on hats. Feels like I'm coaching offensive line. We're good to go. Let's go. 3rd and 19. I like this call. Again, this call has been crushing souls in the Big 12 for years. I actually liked it a lot when Lincoln Riley used to tether it to a quarterback draw as well as kind of like a PRO. But that you can see that's got a chance. Watch McCaffrey here. Debo makes his guy miss, and McCaffrey just takes an L. Not Rodrigo again. Rodrigo. Man, Rodrigo just got himself about a half decade in the league with this performance this game. Nice job, dude. Good for you. Last one here. Brock Purdy, the playmaker, the game manager. Now, who knows where the hell is the ball supposed to go? Drop back game, 49ers. I'm not going to tell you. I think Ayuk's got a chance at it. They're taking a shot with McCaffrey down the field. But man, if you're not a 49er fan and you can't let this thing wash over you, you just don't appreciate a quarterback doing it himself. It's not there. It's blurry. Run away. I mean, what a play, man. Changing the ball in your hands. What a play from Brock Purdy. So you got Debo in the backfield up top. No. You got McCaffrey down here to the bottom running like a go ball from the backfield. You've got Ayuk on a runaway. You got Jennings on a potential looper return runaway. Now, certainly maybe throw it to Ayuk here if you can get it up and over the linebacker type. But that's no guarantee. That's no gimme on 3rd and 4. This is Brock Purdy overcoming the scheme, overcoming the call, the design, going to get it on himself, making a, ear must be here, making himself a fucking difference maker. Pound the table, own it, share the film, let it wash over you, enjoy it here, because you're going to go up against the ultimate difference maker in the Super Bowl. But this is a world-class kind of, if they go on to win it, a career-defining type ability to go create with his feet in this game. Awesome job, Brock Purdy. So that is a wrap. Brock Purdy, Championship Sunday. Let it wash over you. Pretty awesome. Now, was it smooth sailing the entire time? Hell no. Okay. But was Brock Purdy a difference maker? Did he elevate the offensive unit? Did he make plays outside of structure? Did he bail the offense out, the scheme out, the drop back game out a number of times with his legs? Hell yes. Now, were there also plays where he got very lucky? Yes. Will that always be the case? Probably not. We're all going to find out together in a big Super Bowl. But there are times where you make some of those throws and the ball bounces the other way. That's just the reality of it. But to say that Brock Purdy didn't help this offensive unit team get to this place, I think you're being disingenuous. I really do. I think he did a great job of using his feet, was a big-time difference maker, was so much fun to see this film. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.